So I just want to say that I'm a living proof and a witness of all that you're about to hear in this prophecy. Yet I'm not the only one, for there are 143,000 others around the world who are also witnesses of this truth. This is an excerpt reading from the Woman of Revelations chapter 12, concerning the birthing of the man-child seed to the 144,000 and more. Our Father's message, the rising kingdom of our God in the earth, the first fruits of Revelations 12. Come to me, my blessed child. I'm your Father Yahweh, yea, Jehovah, Most High God. My blessed child, hear the bells, hear the tinkling of the bells, my little one. These bells bring glad tidings for you. These bells bring glad tidings for my faithful. But these same bells bring judgment for the wicked. These same bells bring great darkness and a greater judgment. They bring greater calamities in the earth. My blessed child, I've called you back. I've shut your mouth. I've silenced your lips, but not to the faithful. For the rest are content in their complacency. The masses love a good time. They love this wicked place, and they love all that money can buy. The people are utterly corrupt. They serve gods of the flesh. They serve gods of this world. They serve the lusts of the flesh, and they love every wicked and perverted thing. All day long, the righteous suffer under the feet of the wicked. For the wicked see my humble sheep. They see my love in them, and they come to lay a snare. They come to set a trap. They devise every scheme to take from mine, to steal from mine, and to destroy my faithful in one way or in another way. But now, my blessed child, I have laid a trap, I have laid a snare, and I have set this snare in the midst of the whole earth. This snare is a snare for the wicked. This trap is a trap for the lukewarm. This dread is of me. This whirlwind is of me. This power is of me. This great judgment is of me. This is my plan, and it is unfolding. Who can say what I will do? Who knows my ways? Hear me, O you rebellious people. I have laid the foundations of the earth. I have stretched the heavens, and I have hung the stars. I am Most High God, and besides me you have no true God, but impostors, who say that they are gods. But now the trap, now the horrors, now the snare. This is my snare of righteousness. This is my trap for the wicked. I have laid my trap in the midst of the wicked, and you see it not. I have laid my snare and my trap in the midst of my house, yet you see it not. But to my righteous ones, this is no trap. This is no snare. This is not destruction, but correction. This is not evil for these righteous ones, but encouragement into a greater holiness before me. Did I not tell you that I would send my servant the branch? Did I not tell you that when evil comes in like a flood, I will raise up a standard? Did I not tell you that when evil abounds in a great way, my grace must abound in a greater way? Have I not told you to prepare? For my kingdom is at hand. Now, I tell you that my son, the branch, my holy son, the man-child of Revelations chapter 12, is in your midst. I tell you that he is in the earth. I tell you that he is holy. He is my son. He has suffered. He has suffered greatly. He has paid a very great price for you, my faithful ones. He is your portion from me. Yet, how many of you see him? How many of you know him? How many of you believe? Yes, he is a child, but not at all human. He is great in my kingdom of light and fire, yet he was divested of his power, so that he could come here on your behalfs. For he too will help to save you. His seed are the heritage of the holy and righteous ones, a holy seed. Has my servant not told you? Has she not written of his holy seed? Has she not told you that he was born outside of her body in the autumn of 2010, and that his holy seed were also born and were carried into my presence? This was well over a year ago. Yes, she has told you of this holy seed, and she has told you that this holy seed must come down, for it was carried up. She has told you, But the mouths of the mockers will not stop their mocking. The mouths of the slanderers will not stop their slandering. The mouths of the blasphemers will not cease to blaspheme me, and what is of me, and what is holy. My little son of light and fire is holy. He is pure. His seed is holy, and it is pure. For his seed are my seed, and also the seed of the woman. For her seed are also my seed. Yet you will trouble yourselves in this latter statement. For my ways are not your ways, and my ways are deep. My word is a double-edged sword, and only the appointed ones will understand my mysteries. But now, I tell you that I have laid this trap. I have laid this snare for the rebellious. I have laid this trap for the wicked. I have laid this trap for my own house. Yes, a very great trap. This trap is my son. He is your trap. He is your whirlwind, O rebellious world. Will you fear him? No, not now. You do not fear him, but you will fear him. For he is in the earth. He is anchored in the earth. He is in the body and the spirit of my servant. For she is your spiritual mother, O you blessed and faithful ones. She is the spiritual mother of my end-time house in the whole earth. She is your earthly mother and your kingdom mother, O you, who are precious and dear to me. And she has paid a price. She has paid a great and terrible price. And still she pays. But I tell you a thing. Her suffering is becoming less. Her suffering is decreasing. Her suffering is minimizing. And I tell you why. This is why. Hear me, you faithful ones. Hear me, you rebellious and unrepentant ones. For the line has been drawn, and now the division is great. In my house there are no goats. In my house, in my true house, the wolves have no place. Now, I tell you about this line. I tell you about this great division between the righteous and the unrighteous. For it is great. This line is now more than a line, but a very great, a very deep and wide abyss. And this division is growing. I have made this division. I have caused it. For the distance between the righteous and the unrighteous is as far as the east is from the west. What will you do, you fence-sitters? What will you do, O you lukewarm ones? What will you do? For the line is drawn. The gulf is widening. By the day, you unrepentant ones are increasingly separated from me. Your time is short. What will you do? For my son, the branch, is within the earth. He is growing in my great power and fire. Indeed, he covers the whole earth, for he is not at all human. He is fire. He is light. He is liquid light fire. He is my living waters. These waters you have not known, but he is your living waters. He is the living waters which will spring up within you. He is your heritage, you blessed and righteous ones, you blessed, humble, and repentant ones. Who among you will have him? Who among you will inherit him? He is your vehicle into my presence. He is the vehicle through which you will enter into my kingdom. Who among you will be found worthy to bear him? Some of you already have him. He is your wonderful gift. He is my gift of great love to you. He is the fire, who will try and who will refine you as gold and silver. Are you at all ready for him? He will magnify all that is within you. He will amplify every sin. He will magnify every righteous thought. He is your purifier. All who receive him are my sons, for he is my son. His seed are my seed, and his seed within you make you my seed. His seed within you make you my righteous children. And though he is a child, the power within him, my power, is not the power of a child, for he is not at all human, and he is anchored in the earth. His wheels within wheels cover the whole earth, and at some point will extend far into the heavens. His fire is my fire, and his fire is heating up the earth. His fire is heating up the solar system. His fire creates. His fire regenerates. For his fire is my fire. But I tell you a thing. I tell you a very important truth. He is rotating. He is moving. And as he moves, he is moving the earth. He is shaking the whole earth. He is filled with eyes. He has many eyes. He sees throughout the whole earth. He watches and he sees. Beware, O you people, for my son, the branch, is in the whole earth. His seed are going out. But now, listen to me. All of the 144,000 receive his seed. All of the 144,000. Do you hear me? Can you understand me? But are the 144,000 the only ones who now have his seed? No, not at all. For there are others, and these you are not given to know about. But these are the humble ones. These are the meek ones. And I have chosen these, and I have blessed these to receive my holy seed, the holy man-child seed. They know his fire. Some know his rotating, for he rotates. He is 360-degree DNA. He spins, for he is also wheels within wheels. He is the heritage of the dear and precious souls who love me above all. He is the heritage of the humble and meek ones, who will repent and honor me. He is my kingdom come and my will be done in the earth. He is my holiness. He is my righteousness, who will come into the earth. He is my son, whom I now send to bring you into my kingdom. But the mockers he will shun. The proud he will shun. The holier-than-thou types he will shun. But are you ready, O rebellious world? For he is going to shake you, O wicked world. He is going to shake your lives, O you wicked and unrepentant ones. He is going to shake the foundations of the world. He is going to shake the foundations of the deep. This world, from henceforth, will not be the same. For my power within him will shake all that can be shaken. Every lie will be shaken. Every false thing will be shaken. Every wicked thing in my house will be shaken. The world governments will be shaken. The economies will be shaken. The heavens will be shaken. The oceans will be shaken. The mountains will be shaken. The cities will be shaken. The power within these wheels within wheels will shake the whole earth. My power, which is within these wheels, will shake the whole solar system. My power, which is within these wheels, will expand. It will grow. The spinning of these wheels within wheels will increase. The floods will increase. The earthquakes will increase. Destruction will increase. The wicked ones will be greatly stirred, for they will have no power over my power within my Son. For my eyes within him sees all their evil works, and my power which is within him will bring great destruction upon the evil and unrepentant ones. Yes, he will move, and he will move in greater and greater ways as the days go by. For I shall accelerate the speed of the wheels within wheels, and as I accelerate the speed of these wheels within wheels, this acceleration will draw more and more of my power into him. His great fire will grow. His great strength will grow. My great judgment through him will grow. The shaking will increase. The rotating will begin to affect the earth in very great ways. His rotating will cause the earth to greatly wobble. His rotating and his great fire will begin to melt the poles. His great fire will begin to eat away at the darkness. His great fire will begin to burn away and judge all evil. Satan will pay a great price for his great prosecution and torture of my Son, the branch, and for his great persecution and torture of my servant. And in spite of all you evil ones have done, and even because of it, my kingdom is born. The holy seed is born. The holy seed has been carried into heaven. This seed had been made ready. Some of you already know him. Some of you already have this holy seed. But now, at this time, at the feast of unleavened bread, I have held true to my promises, and a few of you faithful ones know of my promises, and many of you evil ones also know of my promises, for you monitor all communications and all of my words to my servant. But this unfolding, this great unfolding, which has taken place at this time, has been kept from the masses. These pearls have not been cast before the swine, so that you could trample the pearls and then turn and trample my servant. Yes, I have denied you these truths, O you rebellious house. But I have not denied these truths to the faithful, for, through my servant, I have told you, even through the dreams of others, I have given greater confirmations to my servant. And yes, on that day of the 10th of April 2012, it began. A great power surge began to enter into my son, the branch, the wheels within wheels, and I began to move him, to cause his wheels to begin to move, and to move within the old earth. And it was this movement which has produced the acceleration and frequency of the recent earthquakes, and also the increase in the intensities of these recent earthquakes worldwide. My increased movements within him, in his rotations, and through my increased fire in him, has caused these great upheavals. But hear me, for I tell you some very great news. This rotation, this increased fire within him, and these upheavals signal the release of these holy seeds of light and fire to the rest of the 144,000. But not only the 144,000 will now receive these holy seed, but these holy seed will be released to more and more of the faithful. This time is now. This release is now. The latter rain is beginning now. But this is only the beginning, for you will also see the former rain. You will hear of my great miracles within your midst. You will see the increase of my great miracles in your midst. You will feel this heat of my Son, who is within you. You will feel this fire. You will begin to feel his rotation. And as I add more spin to my Son, who is within my servant, you who have the holy seed will also begin to experience a greater increase in the fire who is within you. As I increase the movement which is within these wheels within wheels, who are within my servant, who now covers the whole earth, the rotating of my holy seed who is within each of you will also increase. This rotation and this fire will increase over time until a final amount of fire is released within my holy Son, who is within my servant. When this great fire is released within her, then there will come a very great release of fire into each of you who has this holy seed. And at that time, a transition fire will be released. A very great transition fire. And through this very great transition fire, there will be a short time when it will be in the earth as it is in heaven. And the increased rotation and the spinning in each of you will cause you to move quickly in your supernatural bodies, and also with great ease amidst all protection and holiness. And the great fire which comes into my servant will fill my Son, and will fill the whole earth, and so great will be the miracles in the earth. But the fire will consume much evil, and the effects on all that is electrical will be very adverse, and the electrical systems of the world will quake and quiver and falter. For my fire, the holy fire through my Son, who is within my servant, will cover the earth, and this great fire, who is within her, will open up a blazing trail to my throne, and a very great catastrophe will take place in the earth, and the earth will be moved exceedingly. It will wobble to and fro like a drunk man. It will be moved from its foundations, and great and terrible will be this destruction all over the world, for this power will be very great. And it will be at that time that you will see a second sun in the sky, and this second sun will be both an brilliant white light and a brilliant blue light, for one color will gradually change into another color. And the appearance of this second sun signals a very great harvest of souls, for these souls will enter into eternal life through this gateway. And it will be at that time that you will see a woman in the sky, and she will be clothed in the light of the second sun, and there at the beginning you will see the moon at her feet, and on her head you will see the crown with the 12 stars, for she is the destined one. She and she alone has paid such terrible price of great torture and suffering. And I have tried and tested the heart of my servant, and I have laid many trials before her, that she might be filled with great love, mercy, in the midst of this great fire of my holy Son. And she's your spiritual mother, O you children of my kingdom, and she is my firstborn. Therefore, you will see her there in the midst of the second Son, who is my holy Son of light and fire, who will manifest there in the heavens. And then she will beckon to you, who have the light and fire of my holy Son within you, and she will call out to you, for she is my firstborn. And as she calls out to you, you will ascend up into the presence of my holy Son of light and fire. First, one small group, then another small group, and then a very great group indeed. And this is both the small harvest and the second larger harvest. And I tell you now, this is how it will be. Then these souls will be carried into the marriage feast, a very great feast indeed. And many will remain at my feet, but not all. For some of you will return to the earth, that you might help these, who are in great travail. And some of you will be in the earth until that time that I appear in the clouds. But you will not be separated from me, not any more. For indeed, you will travel the heavenly highway, the highway that Isaiah saw, and you will go up and down, for you are my arms and my feet in the earth, and the power of my Son will be very great in you. See Isaiah chapter 35:8. But at that time, at the time that I return with my chosen ones, at that time of the harvest at the end, wherein the marriage supper will continue, for there will be a great harvest at the end, I will also release my army, even as you have read in Joel chapter 2, and they will not break ranks, but they will be sent forth, even as the sword of my mouth, my holy and pure sons of light and fire, and they will consume the evil and wicked ones in the earth, even with a very great fire, and all of their wicked plans will be consumed. And these 144,000 will begin to do a very great work, to clean up and to destroy evil, and to lay the foundation for my house. And all who have died for love of me will live and reign with me and with my holy Son for 1,000 years. Now, my blessed and faithful ones, know that my servant has imparted some very important truths to you about all that has begun on April the 10th, 2012, and it is now well underway. How blessed are you who have been faithful to her, for my heart is set upon you to bless you in great and wonderful ways. But hear me, O you mockers and accusers, scoffers, slanderers, and liars. I have laid a very great stumbling stone before you, and that stumbling stone is my Son, the branch. For in seeing you see not, and in hearing you hear not. But if you had seen, and if you had heard, and if you had understood, you would not have blasphemed my works through her. And with these words, my blessed child, I will end this message. My love and mercy is very great towards all peoples. But my rod of judgment, the holy man-child, is now in the earth, and my great power is increasing in him. For my great judgment of these peoples is given to him. And truly, he has suffered greatly. He has paid a terrible price, and he has overcome, that he might now, even now, begin to rule the earth with a rod of iron. And this time of his true rule begins now, even beginning on this day, of the 10th day of April of this year, 2012, and also with the release of these holy seed. I am your Father Yahweh, yea, Jehovah, Most High God.